Hello, everyone. I'm Jesus, and welcome to the next episode of the Road to Old School MTG. In this episode, just two packages here, but decently important packages, at least one of them, and from two different sources. So for this first package, this is the main one. I ordered recently a Forcefield International Edition from this TCG player, as you see here from the packaging, near mint. So I'm gonna open that up here. And then for this one, I got this from eBay. I got 3 Elves of Deep Shadows near mint in Italian, right? So I already have one in English that I put in I bought it mainly for my Singleton deck. But then I noticed a really good price on 3 near mint Italian ones. And I wanted to pull the trigger on that because I've been wanting to play with a different version of the Armageddon deck that has the card, Dark Heart of the Wood. I believe that's what it's called. It's just a green and black enchantment where you can sacrifice forest to gain 3 life, and then using that in conjunction with land tax and of course Armageddon. Before you Armageddon, you just tap for mana, sacrifice all the forests you can, and then just gains some life, then Armageddon, so you got some life out of it before you destroyed all the lands in play, and then you're in a better position once you're put up your land tax. So because you had the elves out and probably birds. So I wanted to build that deck, although I don't have the dual land, which does green and black. So that's the main thing now I gotta watch out for. See if I can find some of those, but I might still play the deck anyway. But either way, the Elves of Deep Shadow is a card that's part of that deck, important component. So since I saw a good price for it, I wanted to just pull the trigger on it. All right, so let's start with the cheaper one, Elves of Deep Shadow. Let me show you the listing. So Elves of Deep Shadow, near mint, MTG, Italian, the dark. So it came out to $5.15, so it was like $5 each. I mean $15.57. This is a sneak peek. I did also order Italian Thunder Spirit in heavily played condition, but the picture on the here seems pretty decent. For me, it would be just plain, not heavily played, right? But you know, people have different ratings. Plus, you know, once I have the card in front of me, I'll agree with this, right? So until I have it, I won't know. But just from the picture, seemed like it was in a better condition than it was written. So that's coming up in the future video. But since this one is more expensive, I wanted to just already, and it had tracking. I don't want it to just wait for a few more days while I get the other one. So I just wanted to already pull the trigger on this, on the opening. But here, $15 as we see here. Also Deep Shadow. Just feeling out here to make sure I don't cut the cards themselves. So in a bubble mailer, receipt, and the cards here. Should have 3 of them in there. And so came in a plastic wrapping with a top loader, their business card. I bought from them before, I believe. Ooh. Ho ho ho. I made a mistake. This is the Thunder Spirit. Ooh, nice. Even better. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Wow, that's a pleasant surprise. All right, so I did get the 2 expensive cards today. So this is still from eBay, right? So that's still. I'm not understanding why they put heavy plate. I did notice a little, yep, I do notice a little crease here, little bend. So I think mainly for that reason. So yeah, I think just because of this, it's hard to tell on this pack, especially with this. Yeah, they actually, you can see, right, a bit of a crease there, right? A little bend going from the top. You can see with the light bouncing off. There it is. Right, so it's very, very minor. It's only visible like if just from a certain, bend the card from a certain angle. But I guess because of that, honestly, yeah, it had to be because of that reason that this was rated as heavily played. If it wasn't for that, this would be light played. Yeah, really nice. And like I said, I don't care about that. All right, so let's look at the listing again because it's just I highlighted something that wasn't opened up. All right, so Thunder Spirit, $90. Oh, I should have made a. Okay, yeah. Here up top, you see how much was the full cost. So $90, but now with the shipping, everything was $96.76, so almost 100. But the card itself was 90.25 cents. So this one is for my Singleton deck. I'm playing green white in that one, and this is a great card. First of all, this is just a great card in general, right? So 1 color is 2 white, 2/2 flying first strike. So great against hippies, just a great against a lot of things, right? So this is kind of like the Serendipity Freight of white. Of course, not as strong, but then again, it also doesn't have a negative, right? It doesn't have a downside, only upside. But just this this card has been going down. Just a lot of things have been going down in price. So let's see if I can get a different lighting going on here. All right, this might help, it might not. Let's see. This is the setup I use when I'm playing. I turn off the lights in the room. I have a lamp to the side, but not pointing at me, pointing at the wall. And then I have this monitor light up top, but I set it to the lowest. I dim it down to the lowest setting. Yeah, I guess it helps a bit. Not for the text, though. I'm also playing out with the angle of the light. I've done it like this, more top bottom. All right, we'll see. Yeah, but yeah, very, very happy with this card. Right, so it's a bit of an expense, basically $100 just for my Singleton deck, because I don't tend to play white weenie, right? So I do play white with white. I don't know, maybe because a lot of times in the recent deck, actually, I did Bantamgeddon, which has green, white, blue. So for the white slot, so for the to ramp, 1 casting cost, 2, 3, 4. For 1 casting cost, I did the Owls and Birds just for mana production. Ramp. 2 casting cost slot, I did 4 White Knights. 3 casting cost slot, I did 3 Serendipity Freights. And then 4 casting cost slot, I did the 4 Arnhem Gens. Right, so maybe this could be as more eliminate the 2 casting cost slot of White Knights and then replace them with Thunder Spirits, which are superior. They still have the first strike, but they have the flying, which can be very crucial. You can still, a lot of times you can still fly over everybody and attack. And with the ramp, maybe it wasn't, not such a big deal. The big deal is the 2 whites, right? Not the color, not the fact that it's 3 mana, but just that it has 2 whites. That can be a little tricky. So the white knight, sometimes I had in my hand, I couldn't cast it. So this will be the same thing. So I don't care too much that it's 1 mana more. In general, it'll still be just as castable as a white knight, because in that deck I used Moxes, Birds of Paradise. So but it was 3 colors, right? That's why it was tricky to get the 2 white. So maybe I changed my mind and I decided to get a few more of these. But for now, this was meant for my Singleton deck, 100 card Singleton, Sisterton, right? But this is excellent. All right, so now the other big card. So between these two, I have it's like $250. Forcefield, once again, I did get it also for mainly for the Singleton, but this one I was willing to spend more because the Forcefield is very useful, a very useful card just in general. So I'm trying to bring up the listing for that. Right, there we go. Forcefield, 141 and 36 cents. Yeah, in total, right? So with the sales tax, I paid 150. But the card itself was 141. It says International Edition near mint. TCG Play Direct. This price was honestly really, really, really good. That's why I'm kind of like want to open this package in front of the video, because the price was a bit it was very different. Like usually near mint was in the upwards over 200. So honestly, it should be I saw a lot of them for like 100 more. It could be just the seller wants to do prefers to do a quicker sell. But it may not be near mint. We'll see. All right, so this one's very, very expensive. Okay, I feel it down here. So over here, it's fine. So in a bubble mailer as well. Checking if there's anything else here. Oh, the card itself was there. Popped out of the receipt. The receipt there. Package here. Card itself. Let's look at the back. Yeah, that looks solid. Yep, it's near mint. Yeah. So it came in the wrapper, just like the other one. And in this is not a regular top loader. Actually, this one, my mistake, they both on similar top loaders, not the more slightly flexible ones. And then it came inside of it ooh, this one is really tight. The penny sleeve. All right, looks really nice. So checking here the edges especially, right? Just because that's a part where you lose value, right? Because the edges, since they're so sharp, that's one of the first clear indicators if the card is near mint or whatever. But yeah, the edges are crisp on both sides. So unfortunately, this camera is not the best. But from me seeing it here, it is beautiful. Yep. Little slightly neck right here. It's hard to, actually, can you tell? Maybe with the wet background. Nah. But I mean, that's being very just, you know, not fair, because cards can come up straight out with just nicks and everything. So, and it's very minor, like, yeah, it could be. I see a little bit of a discoloration right there. There's a little dot. Let me see if I can scratch it out a little bit. No, it's part of the card itself, but also that is common as well. Imperfections, things like that. But just said it was delivered. The other one, yeah, but no, this is beautiful. All right, so good TCG Player Direct. I appreciate this awesome deal. Honestly, both cards. So here they are, my two latest additions to my Singleton deck. But as I was saying, Forcefield, it gets played a lot in control decks in old school. So that's why I was definitely willing to spend the money on this one. This card I bought first. And then I'm like, okay, let me check if the price of this one has come down. And it did. So I had to pull the trigger. But this is my latest addition. Both of these for Singleton, but they do both have potential to be included in rotation for just old school in general, especially the Forcefield. Like I said, the Thunder Spirit, it may be just to bump up my 2 mana slots. Of course, it'll bump it up to 3 mana, but it may be worth it because it's still 2 white, so that's the main thing. It's still hard to cast, can be tricky to cast, but it being flying will block hippies. Actually, I just had a game yesterday where I was destroyed by hippies, and that was the deck I had white knights in. I'm like, ooh, if the white knight I played with Thunder Spirits instead, that would have been a huge help. So originally I got it with the idea is just only I'm just spending $100 just to put this in my Singleton deck, but I could see myself buying more the more I think about it. I may do so as just play testing with through Cockatrice, the online program, see how I like it, and then that may give me the idea of whether I buy more or not, especially in this cheaper price, $90. But yeah, very, very excited and pleasantly surprised that I got this one as opposed to I thought it was just going to be also the Shadow. So 2 awesome additions to Singleton especially, but just 2 additions to old school in general. Thank you for watching.